Here we go, the last part. I'll be using a different method to make the legs this time, which I've never done before, but very similar to how I made the arms. It'll feature a reverse pin thigh joint, a ball joint under the thigh joint, the new hinge joint method, and a new ankle joint. I'll first make some thigh joints like I did in this video. Main difference is that the inside piece is using this joint instead, and the pin from the waist will be going into the thigh joint unlike my other figures. The joint is made of 2 paper rings. The ring for the inner thigh pin will have a hole in it to make way for the waist pin. Then I glue another ring on that hole for the pin on the waist. I glue a strip of paper around to reinforce the joint. I use foam to cover it up because it was close to me, but you can use paper as well. Because of the way my Y-style joint works when bending the leg forward, it will bend outward to the side. To compensate for this, I will leave this much space for the thigh joint so that the legs could sit closer together when bent forward. This won't be necessary if you're using a T-style joint like the ones in these figures here, which is what I should have used in the first place. Once this joint is done, I go ahead and make 2 ball joints, one for each thigh. This step is absolutely not necessary. I'm just doing this as an experiment. You can use a regular pin joint to get a thigh swivel. Thick dowels, a roll of paper, or a large hard glue-filled straw are good alternatives. Having a ball joint not only gives the figures a thigh swivel, but a bit of extra range as well, which gives the thighs this much range. I know these ones look a little different. These ones are made of epoxy sculpt. I made a bunch for figure making use because I found that making the paper ones take too long, but the paper ones are still very viable for figure making, especially if you're on a budget. Once these are done, I go and make some hot glue sockets too. I glue the ball sockets on where the bottom of the thigh joint would be. I prepare 2 knee joints which is built similarly to the elbow joints, but with a tiny bit of space between each pin. I'll then cut out the pieces I need to create the supports and the base of the leg. I made a template for these which will be in the description. These were done on an 8.5 by 11 inch piece of paper, so print and scale accordingly. You can use these to trace and cut 2 versions of each, making sure one is mirrored for the other leg. Since this is very similar to how the arm was made, I'll just explain the parts and purposes of each piece. Piece 1 will go around the stem of the ball joint. Make sure the stem has notches in it to secure it. Piece 2 will go around piece 1 and will connect to the knee joint. Piece 3 is very similar to piece 1. It's located in the upper shin, and you can make this piece before piece 1 by rolling it around the stem of the ball joint so that you will have a consistent piece. Piece 4 is the main shin piece that will go around piece 3. It will also connect to the knee joint and the ankle joint. Before the next few pieces, I add some foam to some areas to get better and stable support. You can also use hot glue as an alternative. This rectangular foam will go around the upper portion of piece 2. It will help making an angled shape much easier. And this ring foam will go around the ball socket under the thigh joint. It will help make an angled piece as well and make the connection more stable. Once those are ready, I prepared the knee joints with wires coming out of the straw, similar to the elbow joints, and bend them into shape. I mark out the spots on piece 2 and 4 where I will attach these. I cut out a space for them and hot glue the wires into place. I let it dry and test the knee joint. Once that's all good, I can keep working on the shells of the legs. Piece 5 will be an inner support for the outer shell of the lower thigh. Make sure the square cutout lines up with the back of the knee joint. Piece 6.1 will be a little support piece that goes inside of piece 6 to add a little bit of support. And piece 6 will be the shell that covers up the ball socket around the thigh joint. Make sure the curved cutout lines up with the gap for the thigh connection. Pieces 7.1 and 7.2 are to be glued onto the little triangular piece in the inside of piece 7 to give it more support. Piece 7 will be the shell that covers up the lower thigh. Make sure that the square cutout lines up with the back of the knee joint. Then I just cut out and attach some kneecaps for the knee joints, and polish up the knee and shin with some foam clay, but you can use hot glue or paper mache. As for the ankles, I cut out the ankle piece which will act as our swivel. Then I make a joint similar to our T-shaped thigh joint, but this time it will be as thin as the pin or straw that we're using. This thinner ring of paper will act as a pin alternative because the straw will break off easily. I glue a strip of paper around to reinforce the joint. I use wires again to attach the ankle joint from the straw pin to the large ankle pin piece that goes into the shin. This is our ankle band. I then make a thick ring out of paper for the stem of the joint. Make sure this ring doesn't stick to the paper pin of the ankle. This will give us our pivot. Then I cut a tiny angle on the ring. I cut out the feet. I double up the feet to get more stability. Then glue the ring angle first onto the foot. Then I just build out the foot. I use a popsicle stick as a base for the bottom to make it flat. I hot glue a heel piece onto the heel, then build out the rest of the foot using hot glue and foam clay. And that should result in a complete base figure. Once you have this, you can freely build upon it using paper mache, hot glue, foam clay, cardboard, or whatever to customize them. Give them armor, thicker thighs, maybe a peg leg or a robot arm. That's where I'll leave this one for now. I plan on finishing this figure, and here's a sneak peek at where I am right now with that. Got my hands on a sewing machine, so I'm making some clothing for her, and thankfully she's still very posable. I hope you enjoyed this series, and I'm really sorry for the almost decade wait, but if you've been here for that long, I appreciate you sticking around. Maybe I'll do one more video to do with customization at some point, but I'm glad to get the base figure done.